Right-wing nationalism is an often misunderstood concept. Leftists and centrists will use buzzwords to denounce it. They will say it's racist, unjust, or derogatory. But this is simply not the case. I will explain the appeal of right-wing nationalism by looking at its three main pillars. Once concluded, it should be apparent not only how to implement this political philosophy, but why it is necessary and important to make America a better place for future generations. The first pillar to examine is equality. Equality is not equity. Equity is an unjust form of equality, where some are boosted by irrationality, and others are punished by it. Equality means a single standard of law, a single vote, and a single set of rights for every American citizen. No preferences, no protected classes, no bureaucratic carve-outs. Today's system rejects that principle, replacing it with equity. Equity is a scheme of preferences, quotas, and special categories that divide Americans into winners and losers before the race even starts. Things like affirmative action, DEI programs, and Title I funding have turned equality into a bargaining chip. But true equality means restoring the principle that every citizen is judged by the same rules and given the same shot at success. If we are to restore equality, we must restore the rule of law itself, starting with the border. Equality cannot exist in a nation that no longer controls who enters and who is bound by its laws. Illegal immigration undermines the very idea of equal citizenship. It strains the welfare system, creates unfair job competition, overwhelms schools and hospitals, and rewards those who break the rules, while punishing those who follow them. A system that cannot even tell who its citizens are cannot treat them equally. Restoring equality requires bold actions. A total moratorium on all immigration, legal and illegal, until the nation can stabilize. Repealing the Immigration and Nationality Act of 1952 and rebuilding our immigration system from scratch. Ending automatic birthright citizenship through a constitutional amendment. Self-deportation incentives, followed by mandatory deportation and asset forfeiture for noncompliance. Withdrawal from the 1967 Refugee Protocol and termination of humanitarian parole, TPS, and other loopholes. What equality means is simple. One nation, one law. One standard for everyone. And equality isn't just about immigration. It's about political equality too. Gerrymandering, the Electoral College imbalance, and district disparities violate the spirit of one citizen, one vote. A system where a vote in the rural state counts more than a vote in a major city is not equal. A system where politicians draw their own districts is not equal. Actions that can be taken to enact true equality are as follows. The redrawing of districts by neutral algorithms based on population. Realigning the House to elect one representative per million citizens. Replacing the Electoral College with a national popular vote. Making Election Day a federal holiday. And forcing Congress to use one-page, single-issue legislation bills. Equality is the foundation of America First. Without it, liberty becomes privilege, and nationalism becomes empty rhetoric. Equality is the reset button, the return to fairness. Now let's look at the second pillar, liberty. Liberty is the beating heart of the American experiment. It is not granted by government. Government exists only to protect it. Yet today, liberty is eroding. Speech is regulated, data is tracked, political dissent is punished, and corporate platforms act as unaccountable censors. Liberty means restoring what was lost and expanding what should have always been protected. Civil liberties are not luxuries. They are the backbone of a free people. That means a constitutional amendment protecting online speech from censorship by tech companies, the right to anonymity, encryption, and digital privacy, the abolition of civil asset forfeiture, no more government theft without conviction, decriminalization of certain substances at the federal level to end the destruction of lives over personal choices, and recognizing medically assisted suicide as an individual's decision rooted in bodily autonomy. Liberty also means the freedom to defend oneself. A disarmed population is a dependent population. Liberty demands the following changes to the Constitution. A national stand your ground amendment enshrining self-defense as a constitutional right, nationwide concealed carry reciprocity, and the right to defend home, business, and property with lethal force if necessary. Liberty also means the freedom to escape failing systems, especially in education. School choice, homeschooling, charter expansions, and vouchers restore parents' right to shape their children's futures. But liberty cannot exist without order. A free people must be safe, And today, America's cities are anything but. To restore domestic tranquility, the prerequisite for liberty, we must fully fund police departments and target the most dangerous areas, deploy National Guard support where local authority has collapsed, end no cash bail and hold prosecutors accountable for refusal to enforce the law, crack down on cartels, gangs, and illegal weapons networks through border enforcement, and lastly, end sanctuary cities and prosecute officials who defy federal law. Liberty thrives only when Americans are secure. And right-wing nationalism means ensuring that liberty is not a privileged reserve for the safe and wealthy. It is the right of every citizen. Finally, for the third and most important part, nationalism. American nationalism is not hatred, it's loyalty. It's the belief that the American government must serve its citizens first. But for decades, our leaders have placed global priorities ahead of national survival. We act as the world police, fund foreign governments, and subsidize the defense budgets of wealthy nations, while American families struggle to buy groceries. Nationalism demands a reversal. America First foreign policy must be enacted. And what does that mean? Ending all foreign aid. Every dollar sent abroad is a dollar stolen from the American taxpayer. Renegotiating NATO so that the US pays nothing unless directly attacked. Refusing to finance proxy wars, foreign militaries, or conflicts that don't threaten America. Withdrawing from UN obligations that funnel billions into corrupt regimes, and banning all foreign lobbying outright and prosecuting violators as traitors. Nationalism is not isolationism, it's prioritization. It means strengthening our military, not to fight endless wars, but to ensure no foreign power dares challenge us. It means using trade deals as leverage, making market access conditional on defense burdens and reliability as partners. It means a culture of self-respect rather than dependence on global institutions. But nationalism also must exist at home. A nation that cannot maintain infrastructure cannot claim to lead the world. A nation that tolerates crime cannot inspire citizens. A nation that cannot protect its borders simply doesn't exist. Nationalism demands we rebuild our country, physically, economically, and culturally. That means restoring the rule of law, revitalizing infrastructure, strengthening communities, and celebrating the achievements that make America the most innovative, most diverse, most powerful nation in human history. American nationalism means believing that our future can be better than our past, and acting boldly to ensure it. The three pillars of right-wing nationalism, equality, liberty, and nationalism, are not abstract ideals. They are a blueprint for renewal. A nation where every citizen is protected equally. A nation where personal freedom is not conditional. A nation that stands first among nations because it refuses to apologize for its success. To embrace these pillars is to commit to building an America worthy of its history and its future.